In Marvel Universe, power doesn't always stop at birth. Hidden inside certain humans is the X gene, a spark left behind by ancient cosmic experimentation. Over thousands of years, that spark evolved, creating mutants. Most are born with a single gift, but for a rare few, evolution isn't finished. Their X gene awakens again, unlocking a second mutation, a new layer of ability, a higher stage of power. Emma Frost. Born with extraordinary telepathic ability, she could read minds, control thoughts, and dominate psychic battlefields. Among mutants, she was elite, but evolution was not finished with her. During a psychic assault by Cassandra Nova, Emma's X gene adapted under extreme trauma, and she unlocked something new, a secondary mutation. Her body gained the ability to transform into living organic diamond. In this form, Emma becomes nearly indestructible, but every evolution has balance. While in diamond form, Emma loses access to her telepathy, mind or body, one power at a time. Emma Frost didn't just gain a second power, she became the proof that mutant evolution could go beyond nature's original design. Angel. Warren Worthington III was born with a gift, large feathered wings that allowed him to fly. This was his primary mutation. Graceful, majestic, unique. But Warren's life changed when he was captured by Apocalypse. Stripped of his wings and broken physically and mentally, he was offered a choice: die or evolve. Apocalypse rebuilt him, and Warren's X gene adapted. His secondary mutation awakened. New wings grew, not feathers, but razor-edged organic metal. They could slice steel, deflect bullets, and regenerate when damaged. His body also gained accelerated healing and enhanced durability. Warren Worthington was gone. In his place rose Archangel, a mutant whose evolution was born from pain. Gambit. Gambit's mutation is built around kinetic energy. He can absorb motion, store it, and release it explosively. Most famously, through a deck of playing cards. But in the comics, Gambit's power once pushed his body beyond its limits. His mutation began generating more kinetic energy than his body could safely contain. Left unchecked, Gambit would eventually destroy himself. To survive, he turned to Mr. Sinister. Through genetic manipulation, Gambit's X gene evolved, awakening a secondary mutation. His body gained the ability to regulate and control internal kinetic energy, preventing his powers from consuming him from the inside. For a time, Gambit also briefly developed a danger sense-like precognition when he lost his eyesight, an adaptive offshoot of his mutation. But the true secondary evolution was internal. He didn't gain a flashier power. He gained survival. Feral Wolverine. Wolverine was already a perfect predator. Retractable claws, enhanced strength, heightened senses, a healing factor that made him nearly unkillable. But his mutation was never truly complete. When Logan's skeleton was bonded with adamantium, the metal amplified his durability, but suppressed the natural evolution of his X gene. His body was being held back. That changed when Magneto tore the adamantium from his bones. For the first time, Logan's mutation was free to progress. And it did. His physiology evolved into a feral secondary form. Longer claws, sharpened teeth, thicker hair, animalistic instincts. Wolverine didn't just fight like a beast, he became one. Over time, Logan regained control. But the feral evolution revealed a truth. Kid Omega. Quentin Quire was born an Omega-level telepath. Even among mutants, his mind was extraordinary, but Quentin wanted more. He enhanced his own mutation using the drug kick, artificially forcing his X gene to evolve. The result was catastrophic. His telepathic power grew so intense that psychic energy began burning through his physical body. His mutation adapted to keep him alive. And a secondary mutation awakened. Quentin's consciousness separated from his flesh, transforming him into pure, psionic energy. A mind without a body. A living thought, connected to every mind on Earth. For a brief time, Quentin existed beyond physical reality. But when the drug's effect ended, his evolution collapsed, and he returned to human form. Wolfsbane. Rana Sinclair, known as Wolfsbane, was born with lycanthropy, a mutation that allowed her to transform into a wolf-human hybrid. In this form, she possessed enhanced strength, speed, heightened senses, and a rapid healing factor, making her a deadly predator on the battlefield. But her mutation did not remain static. Over time, Ron's X gene continued to evolve, unlocking a secondary mutation. She gained the ability to transform into a full wolf, moving with pure animal instinct and unmatched agility. Her healing became stronger, her senses sharper, and her control over transformation more precise. Eventually, her evolution reached an extraordinary point. Ron could divide herself into multiple wolves at once, each one a real physical extension of her power rather than an illusion or clone. Wolfsbane did not simply transform into a beast. She became an entire pack, living proof that mutant evolution could multiply power itself. Iceman, Bobby Drake, known as Iceman, was born with the power to manipulate ice and cold, shaping frozen matter into any form he imagined. At first, he could only create and control ice, but his mutation was far greater than anyone realized. When Bobby suffered a near-fatal injury that should have killed him, his X gene evolved to keep him alive. He awakened a secondary mutation, the ability to transform his entire body into living, organic ice. In this form, he could be shattered and still reassemble himself, regenerate from a single fragment, and even transfer his consciousness into new ice bodies. Over time, his control grew so advanced that he could create multiple ice clones, move through water vapor, and exist without a true human body. Iceman didn't just control ice, he became ice itself, ascending to Omega-level power and proving that mutant evolution could turn a man into a living element. Jean Grey, born with immense telepathic and telekinetic power, placing her among the most gifted mutants in history. Even before her evolution, her mind could move mountains and reach across vast distances. But Jean's story goes beyond natural mutation. When her X gene evolved, it unlocked a secondary mutation that connected her to a cosmic force beyond human comprehension, the Phoenix Force. This bond elevated her abilities to unimaginable levels, granting reality-warping power, resurrection, and near-limitless psychic energy. However, such power came at a cost. The Phoenix amplified every emotion, every desire, every instinct, pushing Jean beyond human restraint and into legend. She was no longer just a mutant. She became a force of creation and destruction, living proof that secondary mutation could transcend biology and touch the cosmic. Magneto. Eric Lanshair, known as Magneto, was born with the ability to control magnetic fields, giving him power over metal, electricity, and even the electromagnetic forces of the planet itself. From bending steel with a thought to reshaping entire battlefields, his primary mutation already placed him among the most dangerous mutants alive. But Magneto's X gene did not remain static. Over time, his mutation evolved further, granting him a heightened awareness of life force and energy fields around him. He could sense living beings through electromagnetic signatures, detect mutations in others, and perceive the world beyond normal human senses. This secondary evolution elevated his mastery from simply controlling magnetism to understanding the invisible forces that bind matter and life. Magneto didn't just manipulate metal. He perceived the hidden structure of existence itself, proving once again that mutant evolution always seeks a higher state.